Liam Ohgren joins the Beauts, and we look at when Alex Ovechkin might be breaking Wayne Gretzky's record. All of that and much more in this week's episode. As always, we're created by New Voice Studios, brought to you by SotaStick, presented by Talk North, Grain Belt, Royal Credit Union, Livia, and Jim Beam. This is Season 6, Episode 261.
At Jim Beam, they know the importance of tradition, like chanting, "Let's play hockey" prior to the start of each game, or playing the state of hockey anthem after a wild win. This season, raise one to your fan family with the bourbon that invites us all to come as friends and leave as family. Jim Beam Bourbon Whiskey, the official bourbon whiskey partner of the Minnesota Wild and XL Energy Center. Drink smart. Jim Beam Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2021. James B. Beam Distilling Company, Incorporated, Fairmont, Kentucky.
Green Bay stinks, and we're going top titty 2x4. That's right. SotaStick has your best slogan t-shirts to support your favorite Minnesota sports team. You've got the Fishing Club shirts, the Northland shirts, Duck Hockey, whatever you could imagine, SotaStick has it. And they've got their customizable options for jerseys as well. Don't forget to toss down Bardown Beauties at checkout for 15% off. As always, SotaStick.com has all the collections you want. So what are you waiting for? Check out SotaStick.com. Hello, everybody. What's up? We're back. Bardown Beauties, episode 261. Super excited because we have Liam Ohgren joining us in the second half. So you're going to listen to all of our stuff. Before we get to Liam, who is fantastic, I'm Jesse Pierce, writer for NHL.com. She's Kirsten Kroll, in arena host, amongst other things. Kirsten, what's going on? How are we doing?
You know, I'm doing fantastic. I'm having a good day. The new year's off to a good start. Like,
We're thriving and 25ing.
I think so. Honestly, like I really think so. Like I know everyone says this every single year, but I think this is really going to be my year. Like subject to change, we're 2 weeks in. Something, God forbid, terrible could happen, but let's manifest it doesn't.
Jinx out there now.
Huh?
You're just putting that jinx out. The Wild are already dealing with problems, so
no, I'm knocking on wood right now. So we're going to continue to manifest good things. I'm also thinking about our conversation with Mr. Liam Ohgren. Excellent. And shocker, I derail the conversation multiple times. So be prepared and excited if you're into that kind of thing to listen to that later on.
I enjoy that about you, though. That's
Thank
why
you.
we're a good yin and yang. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'll keep us on a path, but I like going off the course, too. That's what makes the Bardown Beauty special.
I'm all about off course. Like off-roading is my favorite. And so I'm always going to go off the beaten path.
Plus, he's a guy that I wanted to get to know a little bit more, right? Like you want to learn a thing or two about him.
I do feel I learned a few things that I really didn't know about him before. Basically, everything I asked, I learned. So
the point of the interview, I think.
Right? So enjoy, guys. Enjoy.
What have we learned so far for the Minnesota Wild? They continue to be great on the road. A victory against the San Jose Sharks, and then a loss to the Vegas Golden Knights. Some wins and losses at home last week. Pretty out of it. What is that? What happened last week? They played Tuesday and Thursday?
Tuesday, Thursday, they played. Yes. The dramatic game against St. Louis, where we were up to, St. Louis went on to score 4 unanswered. Then the Wild coming back to get the win, scoring 4 goals. So that was just dramatic. Then Colorado Thursday. Not a great game against Colorado. Not going to sugarcoat that one. No. But something I've learned about this Wild bunch, yes, fantastic on the road. Not so fantastic at home, which we need to figure out. Somebody suggested moving morning skates back to the X because that's the literal only difference.
Did they?
Not like a member of the team, like member of the media. I believe it was Mr. Mike Russo who suggested it. But no, regardless, a resilient bunch. What they've been able to do without their top players. You don't got a Brock Faber. You don't got a Jonas Brodin. You don't got a Jared Spurgeon. You don't got a Kirill Kaprizov. You don't have a Jakub Lauko. Do we want me to continue to go on this injury list? Joel Eriksson Ek apparently banged up. Not good, but I thought I read that on Twitter this morning.
That was news to me.
Oh, I thought I literally read that on Twitter this morning.
I know that I have an update on all those players you mentioned, but I don't.
I'm pretty sure I read this morning about that. If I'm lying, I'm sorry, guys.
Aggressively lying. No,
sorry, but what they've been able to do without all of those players is shocking.
is true. I'm looking now. Part of my please talk amongst
I'm sorry. I
yourselves.
literally
I'm
thought
old.
I'm looking now too because I
You
literally
might be
thought I read
right.
this morning. I'm not saying he's out, but I thought I read he's banged up.
Okay, yes. So as of yesterday, oh no. Yeah, it was a casual mention by Russo that he was banged up.
Yeah.
And he was in pain after one shift, but I believe he finished the game, no problem.
Yeah.
Um, but I do have updates on those guys. Again, we're recording this on a Monday. You're listening to it on a Tuesday. Kaprizov didn't make that road trip, as we mentioned last week. If you follow me on social medias / Twitter, they were going to have him stay behind and continue skating if he wasn't going to be game going, which sounds like he wasn't. Gets more benefit from staying here and skating, yada yada. He continues to do that. Possible to return Wednesday when they host the Edmonton Oilers. So that would be huge. They
Less.
obviously want to make sure he is 100%. Sounds like he's dealing with the similar groin ailment that has been plaguing Jakub Lauko. Lauko obviously had his setback in his first game back from that injury, so they're trying to avoid exactly that situation. Lauko continues to skate, continues to progress. We'll see. Again, they have today off. They'll be at practice on Tuesday. Brock Faber has begun working out on the ice. That's an upper body injury. I believe it's probably head related, just based on the injury itself, which was an elbow against the St. Louis Blues. And unfortunately for you, mostly Kirsten, Jonas Brodin sounds like he's going to be a bit, according to Bill Guerin.
Ugh.
Um, he
What
did
even
block that
happened? Was it
shot.
block shot to the ankle?
It
Did
was a
he break
blocked
his
shot
ankle?
right on top of that foot bone. Um, he was in pain. He finished out the game. We interviewed him post game and he said, "No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I just am going to eat some pizza and
Yeah,
I'll
he
be
said he was going to
fine."
order a pizza, which he deserved.
Yes, he did. He ate
Played
up like
over
25
32
minutes.
minutes. No, I thought it
32?
was over
Jesus.
32
It
that
probably
particular
was.
game.
Yeah, it probably was. It was a lot. It was a lot. Um, but yeah, he was limping noticeably after, so not great, but that's all right.
My goodness. Okay, you know what? I feel like I should be drinking morning coffee listening to this seemingly every single day injury report on the Minnesota Wild, which
I know.
also, what am I doing going off road? Reminded me of how I did drink my morning coffee this morning watching the Today Show. You know
I
what? I
was
am sad. I'm sad because this was the first Today Show, and I particularly love the fourth hour with Jenna and formerly Hoda. She's no longer on the Today Show, and I'm really upset. Like, I watched her goodbye show on Friday and I cried. Like, I'm an avid Today
yeah.
Show watcher. So just, maybe your morning injury reports is basically what I'm trying to say is I need to drink my coffee too.
But you don't need to drink your coffee. It's funny because I was thinking about this. I'm like, if she says she has to drink her coffee today and we're recording this at noon, then no.
No, I did
But
drink
you
my
did. You
coffee. I
did.
watched the
Exactly.
Today Show and I borderline cried again today because I miss Hoda.
Mm.
That's all I'm saying.
I miss Kirill. It was
I miss
actually quite sweet.
Jonas.
It
Like
was
I
quite
miss
sweet.
Miss
My
Brock,
my seven, I miss Brock. I miss
Spurge.
Jonas. I miss Spurge. Um, my 7-year-old last week came to me and said, "Hey, we learned that in Russia they celebrate Christmas on January 7th. And so you should tell 97, because he always forgets what his name is." He said, "You should tell 97 Merry Christmas." And I was like, okay. And I did. For a moment, I forgot that Kirill I haven't seen in like 2 weeks. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do that. So I told Marat, who's Nadinov, instead. I was like, hey, my kid said you celebrated Christmas yesterday. And he's like, yeah. It's like, why do you guys do that? And he goes, I don't really know. So he just said it's what they do. And that's what they do.
Just the fact your child knew that and you didn't
They did a
is
whole thing like in media. Shout out to Matamidai school system because they're so good, just so worldly. But they learned all these different holiday celebrations, obviously like Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, but then they learned what you do in Sweden and Norway and like all the different types of celebrations. And apparently they carried on over the Russian one because Russian Christmas
Mhm.
is in January actually.
Look at Matamide, just providing that world culture to the youth.
I have the answer though, if you want to know, because I just, quick Google type in there. Russian Christmas, celebrated on January 7th, is observed by the Russian Orthodox Church, which uses the Julian calendar. The Julian calendar is 13 days behind the Gregorian calendar, and the difference will increase to 14 in 2100. I don't know. So there you go. That's your answer. They do fortune telling on Christmas Eve. They do fasting. Grandfather Frost gives small gifts to children. Um, and there is a large feast with many meats,
What is
as well
time?
as what?
What is time?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
it just crazy.
it's just their
What's a
thing. So
calendar?
Merry Christmas. Hopefully, the gift to all of us will be Krill's return on Wednesday. Speaking of Russians, then, how about this? This is a beautiful, unintentional segue. Alex Ovechkin, 22 goals away from breaking Gretzky's record. When do we think he will do it? Dude is crushing it coming back from a broken leg. Or was it knee? Broken leg. It was a
It was a
leg, right?
broken leg. I think it was his femur.
Yes, I think so too.
In
Um, when do we think he will surpass Gretzky?
March.
22 in March. Okay. He's kind of been on a little bit of a dry spell. He went 3 games without a goal, but he's got 2 goals in the past 5 here. He's got 20 goals on the season in 27 games played, which is just freaking incredible. Um, the nice thing is, and I only say the nice thing because we mentioned this before, and shout out to Judd Zolgad of Judd's Hockey Show for bringing this to my attention. There is a slim possibility that Alex Ovechkin could break that record in Minnesota because the Caps are in Minnesota in March 27th to be exact. Do we think he holds on until then? There's that break in between the Four Nations in February, so that helps. But you're looking at okay, let's see. He's got. We're gonna just do this live right here. Oh, there's a couple games in February still. So between now and March 27th, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 games until he is here and 22 goals. How are we feeling about those odds?
I mean, honestly, I was going to say mid to late March that I thought it was going to happen.
Yeah,
So honestly, yes, I could see the possibility of him breaking the record in Minnesota.
so sick.
That would
That
be
would be so.
sick.
Wayne
Would
Gretzky would
Gretzky
probably
be in
be
the
there.
building?
Yes.
Or do you think he'd be mad? Because there's football players that openly admit this. Like who was it? Saquon Barkley, the rushing record. And you know what? I'm
Well,
spitballing
Saquon's
here.
got a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, but it was
Like,
like the all-time rushing leader, whatever record. And then they sat him the last regular season game. And then the current record holder literally was on like NFL Countdown on Sunday NFL Countdown. Is like, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't want him to break it. So I feel if we're being honest, Gretzky's probably like, no, I don't want Ovechkin to break the record.
no, I think he does. I think he's been super supportive of it, even
I mean,
publicly.
you can
Like,
be supportive, but also not want him to do it
but that's an
selfishly.
incredible feat. Like, I'm sure he thought, kind of like Martin Brodeur thinks about a lot of his records, right? Like, there's no way you're getting this. And in Brodeur's case, there is no way anybody's getting that. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, 894 goals is incredible. And Obi's
Mm-hmm.
gonna he's going to break that in less time than it took Gretz as well, which is pretty incredible. But like Gordie Howe, I believe, was in the building when Gretzky broke his record. Gordie Howe had set it at 801. And so when Gretzky broke that, Gordie Howe was there to be like, yay. And I think hockey, that's just something you do. You love it. It's cool. Like it's pretty incredible.
I don't know. I could see it as a double-edged sword. Like, yeah, you're supportive, but at the same time, like part of you is selfishly like,
No, no, we can't be selfish. We celebrate. Gretz is too good of a guy for that.
I'm not saying he's not, but
You're
I'm just
suggesting
saying at
he's
the
not,
end of
and
the
I
day, if we're
take
being
offense.
honest, it's possible that, I mean, he'll still be supportive. Two things can be true. I'm just
Two
saying.
things can be true.
Two things can be true.
Do you know that Alex Ovechkin scored 848 goals in between Washington Commanders playoff wins?
Stop. Did you just
And
Google
that's
that?
so great. No, I saw it. I shared it on my old Instagram because I was just blown away by that. I was like, that's hilarious. And yeah, just fun fact for you.
I love a good, fun little fact.
Do we think the do we think it's possible that this year both the Minnesota Wild and the Minnesota Vikings get out of the first round of the playoffs? That first round starting tonight for the Minnesota Vikings against the LA Rams, who then have to go face the Eagles, which kind of threw me off because I thought they were going to play Detroit in that second round, but they're not, which either way, that's not an easy order. But do we think both teams can do it this year?
My gut says no, and this is why, and it's more so pertaining to the Vikings.
Fair.
The Rams are one of only two teams that have beat the Vikings this season, the other being the Lions. Also, I am a big believer in my own life personally when I have an underlying motivating factor. I think the Rams have more to play for right now, or more of like trying to rally their community with everything going on in LA right now. So I think they have maybe that additional motivation to go out and try to bring some joy to their community.
Yeah.
So
It'll be
sorry,
interesting.
Vikings fans. I don't think they're going to get out of the first round. And I hate to say that.
Well, it's real. Yeah, I don't have a great feeling about it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But
The only thing
stranger things have
that maybe
happened.
gives the Vikings more of an edge is that the game was moved to Arizona, and that is snowbird country for Vikings fans.
Right. Yeah. Plus a lot. It's an easy trip from Vegas where the Wild played last night to Arizona there.
True.
Mm, Off day. I don't know why you don't just take a little detour. Go
One
check it out.
MN. Hashtag.
Hashtag when I'm in. So yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this week. I agree with you. Going back to the Ovi thing, I don't think I said my date. I need it to happen on the 27th. I need it. Like to have Gretzky there in the building, which I believe he would be. Oh,
Is it inappropriate to ask Gretzky for a selfie if I run into him
I
in the
don't
press
think so.
box?
I don't think so. Like I look at that, like I was actually talking about this with um I can't maybe Patrick Royce. I don't know, more esteemed media person. And like even with the Marc-Andre Fleury, like if this is his last year for real, I need a picture with him. Right? Like
Yeah.
you kind of I think there are some things where you remain professional. I still think it's in a professional aspect, but like some things you can in Alex Ovechkin, his last ever game, I need a picture with him or Crosby or like, these legendary players, like there's got to be something. I have pictures of me and Marc-Andre Fleury, but he's wearing a bowling outfit and I was like 50 pounds heavier, so I'd like to get a different one,
Fair.
you know? Yeah.
Shout
Even
out
though like I
Livia.
know like yeah, shout out Livia.
I don't know. I felt like that was a perfect time to add that
That's,
in.
that's so true. Like every time I look at that picture, I'm like, oh goodness gracious.
But shout out Livia.
Shout out Livia. Don't forget to mention my name in Bardown Beauties when you go check them out, lose some weight. It works. Um, yeah.
Liam
All right.
Ohgren.
Liam Ohgren. Let's get to Liam Ohgren, if you will. That sounds wonderful. We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, Liam regals us on all the things happening in Iowa, plus a little bit about himself. Stay tuned. Hey guys, Jesse Pierce here, and I want to introduce you to the new Livia. That's right, Livia is taking weight loss to the next level. You've got the same trusted team of registered dietitians, nutritionists, and registered nurses that you've known and loved, but now they're offering even more tools for success, including the latest GLP-1 medications for qualifying patients. At Livia Weight Control Centers, they do weight loss differently because everyone's needs are unique. Their you-centric approach means a personalized, comprehensive nutrition and lifestyle plan created just for you. For me, I am down more than 40 pounds and I feel better. I look better. And I could not do it without the help and support of my Livia team at the Woodbury Clinic. I've paired their nutritional program with the GLP-1 medications to not only expedite some of my weight loss, but to keep it off. That is the key for me. And you know what, you guys? If you join today, you'll get 25% off Livia's award-winning program. Trust the local experts who've been helping clients lose weight and keep it off for more than 15 years. With 9 convenient Livia centers, there's never been a better time to start. Visit livia.com or call 855-GO-LIVIA to schedule your free consultation. Don't wait. Let's make this your year to succeed. Livia, we do weight differently. What's up? We're back. Joining us now, one of the top prospects down in Iowa for the Minnesota Wild, Mr. Liam Ohgren. Liam, what's going on, buddy? How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for joining us. You are out in California right now, correct?
Yes, that's correct. San Diego.
There we go. How are things out in San Diego, if you will?
No, it's good. Get a little sunshine, so it's nice to yeah, get out from the cold a little bit.
This year in Iowa, obviously you've been up and down. We'll get to some of your time with the Minnesota Wild and what that means to you, but how have things been going in Iowa for you and for the team as a whole? I know they're kind of hitting some of those challenges with the recalls coming up to Minnesota as well. But for you personally and as a team, how are things down 35?
Personally, I think it's been a pretty good year so far. Been playing a lot of minutes and valuable ice time. So it's been good for me, I think. Put up some points as well that I like to do. So yeah, it's been a good year so far, and yeah, I hope it continues. And as a team, it's been a little up and down. We've been winning some games and lose some games, so I could definitely be better, but I think we're on the right path.
And what are some of the ways you think you've personally grown down in Iowa this season so far?
I really try to work on my board game, especially in defensive zone, just to get the pucks out and yeah, so the coaches can trust me and rely on me all the time. That's the thing I've been working the most on, and obviously I've been playing a lot of minutes and playing PK minutes and all of that. So it's good. I think all around it's been good for me.
Was getting those minutes kind of one of the important things that Bill Guerin and Brass stressed to you as to what they really wanted to see in Iowa? Again, it beats you sitting up here in the press box or kind of being in and out of the lineup, whereas down in Iowa, you're able to be that guy a little bit too, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what they told me. They wanted me to play a lot of minutes and play my offensive game. When I was up there, I play like 6 to 10 minutes a night or sat in the press box. So I wasn't really helping my development. So I think I think also it was good for me to come down here and yeah, play up to 20 minutes a night and play power play PK and all that. So no, I'm happy with it so far.
And when you do eventually get called back up to the Wild, how much more ready and prepared do you feel now, just having spent that extra time in Iowa and playing those extra minutes that we just discussed?
Yeah, I feel like I'm more ready now, for sure. I think my confidence is much better now, and I even felt it when I got called up once against Dallas, and got to play on that second line. I felt much more comfortable and more confident. So, it's I think it's good for me to get that confidence back and yeah, know that I'm what I'm capable of doing.
Getting that time on the PK, if I recall, you hadn't really played too much penalty kill entering camp this year. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so what have you learned and how valuable has that been to your growth and development, especially when the Minnesota Wild kind of need some assistance on the penalty killing a little bit up here as well? What have you learned there in that aspect?
I mean, I've learned a lot. I haven't really played PK before that much, so no, it's been good for me. I think I'm a player that can play all types of forms, PP, PK. So no, I've been enjoying it. I mean, it's a it's tough. You're playing against the other team's top players, and yeah, the coach and the team relies on you. But yeah, it's been fun, and I like it. It's nice to get those extra minutes as well.
And Jesse's probably going to hit you with some more hockey questions, but I'm going to switch gears here a little bit because that's what I do. I want to get to know more of Liam away from the hockey rink. So, what is something about you people would be surprised to know that has literally nothing to do with hockey?
I don't know. I'm pretty relaxed. I usually spend a lot of time at home, playing a lot of video games. I'd say that's one thing that maybe people don't know about me. I play a lot of video games, especially with my brother. Yeah,
What's your
What's the
favorite video game that you gravitate towards?
I play a lot of NHL and Call of Duty as well. I think that's the top two.
So,
Are
when
you
you're
in?
not doing hockey, you're still gravitating towards hockey.
Yeah.
What would your ranking be in NHL if you were to guess? You're not? Are you in this year's game?
What do you mean?
Like, you know how they have the players, right? In NHL, in like
Oh
Chell, they
yeah.
have, yeah. Like, what would your
Uh,
ranking or whatnot be?
I think my rating is. You mean my rating?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think it's 79.
Okay.
If I'm not wrong, and that's. I mean, that's good.
That's good. That's not
Yeah.
bad. It's got to
Yeah.
be right on par. This is similar to hockey. We'll keep it fun. I kind of like fun too. Everybody's very excited for you to be a part of the Minnesota Wild, so we'll get to that again. But I had read somewhere that you used to wear Crocs while training with your dad and doing agility drills. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, I was 7 years old when I did that, so I'm not doing that anymore.
No. I mean, were you putting Crocs are just an amazing thing to me, by the way, because I've never worn them, so I don't really understand them. So you putting like the sports strap on it and people just like think that was insane or what?
I guess, yeah. But as I said, I was only 7 years old. I just had some fun working out with the NHL players. So,
That's
yeah.
fair. That's fair. Who was the coolest NHL player that you had the opportunity to be around underneath your dad's tutelage?
Uh, yeah, that's a tough question, but obviously Gabriel Landeskog is one name that stands out, and Nicholas Backstrom, two top players all time in Sweden. So. Yeah, but there's a lot of names that I could have mentioned, but I think those two are the top ones.
Are there anything that you just kind of being around them, any like big takeaways or advice, lessons that you gained, whether from them or just observing them?
I think one thing or they were talking a lot about was enjoy every moment and have fun all the way, and also be very humble outside of the rink. You and they didn't even told me they don't told me that only did they I saw how they acted outside training and all that, and even though they were superstars and they are still are superstars, but they're so humble and yeah, outside of the hockey, and so that's I think the most important thing I took with me, just to be a good guy outside of the rink.
So next year, if Gabe comes back, has got his health all in line, and you're on the team and you guys square off against each other, that could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that would be a dream for sure, to play against him, and all the other guys I played against, Ricardo Raquel this year, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. So yeah.
How excited
Well,
are you
Liam,
for
while
the
we
Ford?
still have you, I'm going to continue to defer the ship to go kind of off path. What kind of music are you into? Like go-to artists, genres, favorite song right now?
I really like Zach Bryan. He's been my top artist this past year, and I went to his concert in Nashville with my dad and my brother, and that was sick. So that's for sure my top artist, and my favorite song is "I Remember Everything"
Mm,
with him. Yeah,
that one is so good. That one
yeah,
classic.
Has
yeah.
Sammy Walker given a little ditty on the guitar for you yet? I imagine he can play some Zach Bryan, right? I think he plays pretty good guitar for a variety of music.
I don't know. I haven't heard that yet. But yeah, I'll for sure ask him to play a few songs.
What's your go-to TV show? Is there any TV show binge watching in between the video games, in between the hockey practices? Are we watching anything that's super good right now? Yellowstone, I feel like that might be up your path.
No, I haven't seen Yellowstone actually. I almost started watching it, but I haven't yet. But one show that I've watched 4 times now, and it's my all-time favorite show. It's Prison Break. That's for sure my number one.
What
Ooh, I have
about
not
Prison
seen that
Break?
one, but I've heard it's
Yeah,
great. Also,
same.
Yellowstone, you got to hop on that train. 10
Mhm.
out
All
of 10
right.
show.
Yeah, I'll do that. I heard Zach Bryan is on that show too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I heard that too. Yeah,
I haven't seen the latest season, so no spoilers, but
same.
Yeah.
We just started binge watching it in this household, and it's Sons of Anarchy if you ever watched that, but it's like the cowboy version of Sons
yes.
of Anarchy.
Mm.
Sons of Anarchy is my personal all-time favorite show. So if you're looking for another show outside of Yellowstone to add to your binge watch playlist, Sons of Anarchy.
All right. Thank you.
Top hockey movie. What are we going with? This says a lot about a person, Liam. I don't know if you know that, but it does. It says a lot about who you are once you name your top hockey movie.
Miracle on Ice.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
for
good.
sure. Yeah.
You earned some major points there with Jesse just now, just so you know, Liam.
I'm
Okay.
obsessed. But it also speaks to, so Liam, we had this conversation with a couple of Canadian friends of mine, and he had mentioned to me that he had never seen Miracle. He's like, but why would I? I don't care. Like, it's not a part of my history. I'm like, because it's a phenomenal hockey movie and it speaks
Yeah.
so volume. So to have someone from Sweden say that they watched it, maybe it's just him. There's something wrong with him, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. No, it's an unbelievable movie. It's just everything with that movie is so good. It was quite a time ago I watched it now, but I watched it a few times and it's very good every time.
I'll admit there was a time in my life where I was watching it nearly daily. I have a problem. It's okay. I've succumbed to that. It is what it is. All along those lines, how excited are you for Four Nations then? And to be able to see that come back to life and just the all-star power on each team, plus some Minnesota Wild players representing Sweden and Team USA pretty strongly.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see the top players in the world compete against each other. It's one thing we've missed a lot during these years, so no, it'll be very fun to watch for sure.
How many side bets are we going to have going on? Can you imagine? Even down with your Iowa Wild team with the separations of countries, I got to imagine there's quite a few things in the works, and I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, there'll be some side bets for sure, I think. We got some Swedes, we got some Canadians, US, and Finns. No Finns in Iowa, but yeah, there'll be some side bets for sure.
I don't think there's any Finns even up here this year, is there?
No, I don't
No,
think
that's
so.
which
No.
is rare. That's been a like Finnesota was a nickname for a long time when they had like
Oh, really?
Granlund and
Oh,
Koivu.
yeah.
Yeah. Now it's Minnesota, which I think
Yeah,
works as well.
I like that.
How much did having some of those Swedish players in Broads and Gus and Jesper down in Iowa, how much has that helped really acclimate for you to this organization?
Yeah, it helps a lot for sure. Just makes me more comfortable around the team and to speak my own language. It makes it easier. And just to when you come to a new country, new city, you don't know what to expect and you don't know where to go and all that stuff. So I mean, very good help for me and my girlfriend as well. So no, it's been huge.
Well, I have one more question I was wanting to ask you, and now again, it's me steering the ship away off this course that we were on. I was going to try to chime in, and then not the right moment, but I was going to ask you what your favorite cheat day meal is.
Uh, I like Chick-fil-A
Oh,
actually.
classic.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A or Five Guys. They're
So, what do you do when it's Sunday and you can't go to Chick-fil-A? Is it Five Guys then as your backup plan?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
guys, I've only had Chick-fil-A once in my entire life. I'm sorry.
You've also only had Culver's like once in your life,
I
too.
know. I know.
So, you're not the person to go to for this. Me, on the other hand, I've got
Taco Bell or bust.
recommendations.
Taco
Liam, I
Bell or
don't
bust.
recommend Taco Bell.
I do.
I heard.
You've never had it? Wait. This is the breaking news that I'm here for. You've never had Taco Bell?
I had it once when I was very young. I can't remember really, but I remember it was not a good experience. So
Oh no. This
we
is
haven't.
not a good attempt at Jesse trying to get a Taco Bell sponsorship. Sorry to
No.
derail your dreams, Jesse.
That's all
But it's
right.
probably for the best. We don't need to be giving Liam Taco Bell.
No, I'm sure
No.
he's got a very astute. As we wrap things up here, Liam, I mean, just what are you excited about for the rest of the year? I know I remember going back to training camp. You had mentioned you were here to take a spot, and I'm sure you're still keeping an eye on that and waiting for that opportunity. But what's the rest of the year look like for you, and how excited are you to get another opportunity, hopefully this season with the Minnesota Wild?
Yeah, I think just continue to work and play my game down here for now, and hopefully one day my time will come, and I'm gonna make sure to be ready to not even play one game or two up there. I want to stay up there. So I'm gonna do everything I can to just make me prepared to stay up there.
It's got to be hard to be patient, right? Like I have to imagine it's just right there.
Yeah, it is a little bit, but it's hockey. It's life. You have to be patient. That's just how it is.
Exactly. Well, I know Wild fans are clamoring for you to get up here sooner rather than later, but they're very much looking forward to you again, Liam. Thank you so much. The Iowa Wild back in action in Des Moines this weekend, Friday and Saturday against the Rockford Hogs. Good luck Wednesday. I think you guys play against San Diego once again, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Love it. Enjoy the day off. Maybe get some Five Guys. That's a big California burger, right? Or California spot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we'll see.
They
No
got
Taco Bell.
In-N-Out out there. They're good.
All right, Liam. That's going to do it for this week's episode. As always, shout out to Talk North, Royal Credit Union, Greenbelt, Livia, and Jim Beam. Thanks again to the Iowa Wild for making you available. And we'll catch you guys next week. Go Wild.